Okay, good afternoon. So this is going to be a recording for your math notes for Tuesday, 3/16. Please make sure you are writing all of this down. So you should have your paper, you should be writing your date, you should write the title. We're going to be talking about division strategies today. We're going to be doing a couple practices. So it's very, very, very important that you write this information down so you can have it to build on as we go into the next couple of units or next couple topics. So first things first, we're going to be talking about division strategies, and then we're going to do some examples. So think about the division strategy 29 divided by 3. Okay, this is kind of what we're going to start off talking about. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. You can start and kind of do a multiplication fact and go backwards. So 3 times what could give us, it's not going to give us 29, but it gives us something close to it. So then we can kind of at least look at it, estimate, and go from there. So we'll start off with that one. So you can use a multiplication fact to kind of guide you. So we know that 9 times 3, we're going to go backwards here, equals 27. Okay? So we'll know that the answer is 9 with a remainder of 2, because the difference between 29 and 27 is 2. Okay? There's another way you could do this. You could share out 1 by 1. So you could take 3 and you could put 1 in each category until you got rid of all 29. That's 1 by 1. You could do a share out in chunks. Meaning I know that I'm going to make 3 groups, and I know that I could put 9 in each because 3 times 9 is 27. So I'll take 9 and I'll put 9 in each little group. Move this back a little bit. So I can put 9 in each little group, or I could share it out by 5s and say, okay, well, I know there's 3 groups here that I'm going to be giving to. So I could do 5, 5, 5. It's 5, 10, 15. You do another 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, I couldn't do 5 there. So I know I'd have to go back 3, okay? So you could do it out by chunks, or you could do it 1 by 1, okay? You could also, another division strategy is to skip count. And we're going to go into detail with all of these in the next couple of days as well. I just kind of want to have a space for you to go back to that's like, oh, I can try this strategy, or I can try this strategy, something that you can kind of refer back to. All right, so skip counting until you get close enough. So that's another. So you could do like 3, 6, 9, kind of like that. You skip all the way up until you got to 27. Let me see. Okay. You could also, well, those are going to be our main strategies, okay? Our main ones that I want to look to as we're doing this. So this is kind of like our example here, and that's what we're going to kind of refer to, okay? So I want to do an example. So right underneath of this, you can write out that I'm going to kind of read a story problem, okay? So you can just kind of write example here, okay? Because I don't want, yeah, so this works. All right, so the students in Miss Nash's class have been raising money for the last few months. They earned $72 in all. They want to donate equal amounts, so it has to be equal, into 3 groups. So this is the information that we know. I'm not going to make you write down the whole story problem, but I just want you to have the information. So we have $72. They want to donate it into 3 groups. And the big key was equally here. So we got to make sure that they all get the same amount, okay? So the best thing you could do here, well, there's lots of different strategies you could do. You could kind of say, I'm going to look at sharing it out by chunks, okay? So I'm going to just kind of write that there. Because I'm not really sure if I could do what times what equals 72 because I want to do it in 3. I don't know if I can do such a big number by saying 3 times what equals 72. I mean, you could, but it might be a little bit easier to start with like a share out because these numbers are so far apart. All right. And again, we're kind of doing 72 divided by 3 here is our answer. So share out in chunks, what I'm going to do. So I know, let's see, 20, 40, 60. All right, I can get to $60 if everybody gets a $20 bill. Hopefully you guys can see this. It looks really light. So everybody's going to get a $20 bill. 20 for this group, 20 for this group, and 20 for this group. All right, so that equals $60. So I have $12 left. Okay. I could do 1 by 1, or I could say 2, 4, 6. And I know that 2, 4, 6, I'm going to have to double that to make it 12. So I could do 4. I'm just going to put like a 4 here because I know I have 4 more dollars in this pile. And then I'm going to double check it. So 20, 40, 64, 68, 72. So there you go. Did I get my goal of $72? So that means each group in each section here got $24. So I can write that down. Each group received $24. And again, guys, I have no idea how far or how much you're able to do this speed rate wise. So you can always stop my video. You can pause it, make sure you have everything written down. I can't really go any like slower, faster kind of deal here, but you can always stop my video, make sure you get everything down and you understand it, and then you can move on. If you're like, I have no idea how she got that number, hit replay, and hopefully that that might help you. Okay. Let's see. And of course, I don't know. All right. So we're going to move on to page 211 in your book. Okay. It's called Money Story Problems. 211 in your book. Sorry, I'm going to move my keyboard here. All right. So we're going to do a couple of these together, and then you're going to finish the rest of them on your own. You're going to do 211, 212, which is the continuation of story problems, and 213 on your own today. Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and get you started with these two. So Miss Sanchez gave her 3 grandchildren, so we know that that's a piece of information, $78 to share equally. So my equation is going to be 78 divided by 3. Okay? So again, I could do the same thing that I just did. I knew that I could share it out in chunks and do 20, 40, 60. I could do it that way. But I also know that 3 times 25 is going to give me 75. So I'm going to make groups here. Okay, because I had, no, I'm sorry. 25 times 2 is going to give me 50, right? Wait a minute. No, because $25 Why am I blanking so much on this? Yeah, I was right. I don't know what I was thinking. So sorry, guys. So 25 times 3, I second guessed myself. That's okay. So 25 times 3 is 75, right? So if they each got $25, I know I would have 75. Okay. And then the difference between 75 and 78, 76, 78. So 2 more, right? 3 more. So I can put 25 here, 25 here, 25 here. 75, 76, 77, 78. I want to make sure I showed you guys that. So then they each got $1. So then total, they got $26 each. So each one of our grandchildren got $26. The best thing I can share with you guys is that think of when you're talking about money, really think about your scenario, okay? So say you have two other brothers and sisters, and you each have this amount of money, and you need to divide it up equally, okay? So make sure, and it has to be, if it says equally, there are no remainders, okay? There's nothing left over if it's going to be equally, okay? Hopefully that makes some sense. So let's look at the next one. So we have James, Kendra, Nick, and Natasha. That was something, it doesn't tell us how many, okay? So let's read the whole thing and figure out what we're going to be dividing, obviously, this larger amount into. So James, Kendra, Nick, and Natasha spent $56 to buy a present for their Aunt Jane. They all contributed the same amount. All right, so it's going to be, I got to figure out how many. 1 kid, 2 kid, 3 kid, 4 kid. So that's my problem. 56 divided by 4. Again, I can think of this and say, well, 10, 20, 30, 40. I can break it up into groups of 10. So each kid, let's see, they gave 10 first. 40. And I know that I'd have 16 left over. Ooh. 4 times 4 is 16, right? So if I put $4 more in each one, that should equal the same, that should be 56. So let me double check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56. So there you go. So my answer is going to be, they all contributed $14 each. So I need to make sure I put that out here. Okay, and I circled the answer. I should have done that over here as well, because I need to be able to look at it and see your work, but also see what your answer is, okay? So, and this is good, guys. When I made my mistake up here, it's good to double check when you're thinking of something or something distracts you and you get a little pulled off. It's always good to double check and say, well, wait a minute, I think I'm right here, but am I really right? I definitely had a second guessing moment, and that's okay. So I think that that's important to have as well. So I would like for you to do this one kind of the same way. Do the share out, or you can do a multiplication strategy backwards. These are a little bit larger, so that might be trickier, but you can. And then you're going to finish the 4, 5, 6, and 7, 212, and then you're going to finish 213. So that is your 2 assignments for today. And that's it. I will see everybody, but make sure you have this information, because when we move on to session 3 tomorrow, I'm gonna expect you to know some of these strategies. All right. I will see everyone later. I just gotta figure out how to close this. Here we go. Bye-bye.